How's it, guys? Welcome back for another video. Today I'm going to be doing a tier list with my mate B-List Collectibles. We're both avid One Piece players and we're just going to be discussing the current OP11 meta, including the starter decks. My name is Cameron, you can call me Super King Cam, and hope you enjoy the video. Bye! This is basically just a rundown of the tier list. So we've got an S tier, we've got an A tier, we've got a B tier, local ready, and then we have a fun with it or slash banned tier. So I'll put majority of the leaders that we know that isn't going to be meta relevant in this tier. What question I got posed for you, Brandon, is do you think that there is a standalone tier, like a tier 0, or do you think that these tiers are adequate for what we're in now?
I wouldn't put a single deck in tier 0. I think there's a lot of conversations around decks being able to beat each other. But there's no one standout like OP09 where we had Doflamingo just running the show.
So then we're going to look at these 36 leaders that we think will have an impact in the meta or try and shape it a bit. Obviously those tiers will be there'll be a local tier that we think you can have fun with and you have a chance to win. Like a local with, and then A tier obviously is a bit more consistent at winning, and then you also have your S tiers, which you just know that are the broken decks, the strong decks, the ones that are always consistent and have good match rates. So for the first deck we're going to look at Ploofy. Yeah, this is Ploofy and this is Ploofy. We can take this first one as Ploofy and then the second one as Black Purple Luffy. But yeah, I agree. I think is with this Ploofy, I think any deck running Gungam Giant at the moment is just broken. I think that card is essentially just a get out of jail free card every time shuffles the hand. So all purple Straw Hat cards are pretty strong. You can see in the meta now, like the top 4 out of the 5 decks have all been purple Straw Hat inclined, and that's essentially because of Gungam Giant. The core mechanic of the deck is very strong. However, it needs to, and we know this, it needs to go first. So what do we say? I think maybe an A tier, just because the fact that, you know, the dice roll is so important. If you whiff, if you don't find your Luffy Taros when you need it, and you can't brick up quite essentially, I think maybe an A tier would probably be the best position for the deck.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, next one, Zoro.
That's gonna go S tier.
You think Zoro S tier? Reason
yeah. Just the ability to, that chopper and then the killing killers and the monkeys. It's just so quick in your face. And then, you have the likes of the new cards, or not new cards, Honesty Impact, which is insane. Diable Jambe, Bad Manners Kikos, hopefully in April it rotates out. And then the Shut Up and Come With Us, which is basically just a free card most of the time.
So the thing is, Zoro was kind of kept in check because of Doflamingo, and I think now the fact that Dofi isn't really much in the meta, there is an opportunity for Zoro to get a lot of limelight, and I think it is very good at what it does, getting bodies on the board quickly, and we saw now recently how Zoro beat. Well, in Japan, Zoro obviously won the regional in Hokkaido and beating a OP12 Zoro. So this deck is fundamentally very strong, very low to the ground, and it's very quick. And in a meta that is dominated by decks that are going tall and have a large amount of life, just swinging these 5s with 6s actually play dividends. I mean,
what do you think of that one cost buggy?
Yeah, the one cost buggy as well is going to be is a great addition to the deck, especially against decks that all run slash. Whether it's S tier remains to be seen. We can put it there for now. I think certain matchups does struggle into. But those matches are all kept in check really by the purple Straw Hats. So okay, the next one, Doflamingo. Where are we putting this?
That's going local ready.
Yeah, I have to agree. You know me, I'm a massive Dofi fan. I think just the way that characters can pretty much get out of 7k swings now with their counter events kind of defeats the purpose of Dofi trying to go quick into life and trying to get the game over. A lot of cards as well have been able to keep up with Dofi resource wise. Like the one thing that Dofi had in his strength was that he could generate resources. But there's a lot of decks now that do the same thing, and they just do it on a larger scale and they go taller. So like
I mean, you play one.
Yeah.
You play one buggy down and then you can't do anything.
Well, that's but that is true. You put one promo buggy down and then Dofi's done. He thinks. I mean, even you Red Rocket and now even with a me Croc, it just stops and negates that whole effect. So Dofi's pretty much washed in the water. So B2, I mean, you can have fun. Like B tier local deck is what it is. Whitebeard.
I'm not going to say local ready because it has been performing, like it's very up and down, but it's still very, like, it's played quite a lot. I mean, the one thing that you do have going for yourself when you play against it is it takes a life. So I mean, if you can manage your resources not well, you'll sit in a situation where you can actually beat this deck.
Fair enough. It's pretty much just a worse Zora maybe.
Let's say locals ready, because I don't think it keeps up as much. I mean, it's one of those spicy decks. You take to a local, you win your local, you go you go watch what everyone else is playing, and you know you're not going to beat it.
Fair enough. Smoker. So we kind of expected a little bit of Smoker, like beefiness in OP11, OP10, but we didn't really get that, did we?
No, especially, I mean, EBO2, it was hyped up with some of the new additions, but I mean, it hasn't done enough. Yeah, local already.
You've seen him do much waves. I know Jordan's going to feel disrespected because he swears by a Smoker. But I think B tier local ready. Nami? Mole Nami?
Nami. I'm going to put it A tier.
Yeah.
Only reason being is it seems to have been relevant through the last few metas. It hasn't found itself like not being played at all. I mean, if you look at the recent Japan games, it beat a Lucci.
Yeah.
It might not be as good as the rest, but I mean, it does find itself kind of placing often.
Fair enough. Yeah, so I agree with the fact that Nami at the moment is A tier. I think in Japan it's probably a bit higher than what we have now, because obviously we on starter decks, but they have that promo fan-led Nami, which helps a lot with just recurring a Don every time to swing 6, and then enable to bounce cards. I think this deck is always going to be very good, and I think the thing with this Nami is if the pilot runs it well, it's a powerhouse. That's all has to be said. Okay, red black Sabo.
Sabo, I don't know. It hasn't. It's had hype and it's had its additions, but yeah, I'm gonna put it there. Locals really.
Yeah, I think.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think maybe we wait till Koala comes and see what's in OP13, see if it gets any more spice. At the moment, I think we just got to leave it a local already, not making much waves. Bello Betty, the Betty specialist.
I'm gonna say S tier.
Okay.
Reason being is it's so relevant in OP11 and going into OP12. The deck is very, you either hit extremely hard or you miss extremely hard. I've seen some games where the deck just crumbles, and I've seen some games where it's like done in turn 3.
But
So
would you say
again,
that's S tier,
like you
then?
said with Nami, I mean, it's won a lot recently.
Yeah,
I mean, it hasn't not found its way to the top. I mean, with the addition of that promo Sabo, I mean, with Bello Betty, it was just like starve the game and clear the board, and then that's your win condition basically against Bello Betty. But now with Sabo and Koala, where you can take from your life by unstarving yourself as well, and you're still getting able to swing those big swings. Cards like Lindbergh and What's the other one where it's, you can't block?
Morley.
I see his face. I can't see. Morley. You have those kinds of cards who are just going through your deck. I mean, you play Koala down, it's minus 3,000. Then you swing with Lindbergh, and you're deleting a 6,000 power off the field. And that's two swings and one card lost.
Yep. And obviously the Karasu, the Vankov combo is always going to be potent, especially in a meta where majority of leaders now are 3 health and 6k power, or get up to 6k. That 1,000 making it 5k, just getting those swings in all the time is just so consistent. Cool. I agree. Green, blue, Resonante.
Let's say locals ready. I've seen the deck being played quite a bit. I think it's more of like a cope deck than anything else.
It's a certain play style. You pretty much just putting up walls and just sitting behind the walls. It is a play style. I think you can win a local with it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so black purple Luffy. So I know this is the wrong icon. We've got black purple Luffy. What we say here?
Okay, so let's have this discussion. How many S tier decks do you think we can have? I say a max of 5, and then we start removing from the top. Because I think the black purple Luffy deck, and I said this before the STs came out, I said to you the 2 decks to look out for is going to be Blackbeard and purple black Luffy. And now look at purple black Luffy. It's running quite a lot. It's running wild.
Yeah, that beer Luffy is broken. It is making your leader 7k every turn. Obviously, you put in a Don on your leader and making everyone +1 cost is also very, very crazy. Yeah, I agree. It is a super strong deck. Obviously, anything that plays Gungam Giant already is just broken. Okay, and now.
It's staying relevant. As much as it's lost a lot, it's staying relevant. I wouldn't say locals ready. I'm going to say A tier. Yeah, I agree.
Okay, starter deck, green, yellow Yamato. What are we saying?
I'm going to say A tier.
A tier. Reiju.
A tier.
A tier.
It's staying relevant.
Yeah.
It's up there, but it's not reaching the heights that I wanted to, because I play Reiju as well.
And then Bonnie. Jewelry Bonnie. So this Bonnie deck obviously got some
I'm going to put it S tier.
Yeah, S tier. I think as a mono green deck, this is probably the best one out at the moment. Boa Hancock. I think
I'll this not to you.
yeah, leave her in B tier. I think there is some spice coming with her. I think she needs I think the new Luffy that's been released in OP11, the secret Luffy, will help her a lot. And also, once Odin comes, the starter deck 22, I think she might have some more play again because you keep bouncing cards to swing. But at the moment now, it's definitely Cope. I'll probably put it ahead of.
I put it ahead of a lot of those decks.
Yeah.
I put it first in that tier.
Yeah, I'll put it ahead.
I think remember, we got the 7 Warlords coming next year. I think it's the first month of next year. So we could see a lot of juice coming through.
Okay, Lucci.
I'm going to put Lucci S tier. And then we're going to have to start deleting from the top there. Because I think we all thought with the Gecko Band this deck was going to be thrown in the dustbin. But with its resurgence with cards that have existed before, it's just finding those technical players that are really using it to their advantage. I mean, when Blackbeard fell out of the meta, it kind of crept its way slowly in. Because it does keep a lot of decks in check.
Already. Shanks? Do we say this guy just fell off, or what are we saying?
What is shit there? So, I know we had a friend who did well with the deck now. But we basically ran OP09, where we had Blackbeard and Shanks in the finals. But I don't think it's going to live up to the hype. I hope it gets a lot of support going forward. The ST, I knew this was going to be the worst ST. They have to save something for Shanks. They can't just give it to him all at once. And A tier, but right at the bottom.
Right at the bottom of A tier. Combined carrot. That's
no,
wild.
Not right at the bottom.
Buggy.
Buggy.
Oh, dude. Flip. Man,
The thing is, I wouldn't be opposed to putting it in S tier above Lucci. I don't know how it matches into Bonnie.
yeah,
But I mean,
Bonnie
we all
rests
thought that,
characters,
oh,
eh?
new STs is going to be bad. But
So
that promo card that you were talking about the other day,
yeah, that crocodile promo card is going to be unreal for it. But in the same breath, I say I'll definitely put. I think Buggy is great. It just has. It's just very bad into purple straw hat decks, and unfortunately, the fact that purple straw hat
that's the
decks,
meta.
yeah, that's the meta. It's like green yellow law difficult matchup. So okay, I'll say this for Buggy. Buggy can beat any deck if you tech for it. The only issue is the space is so limited. So if I tech for against green yellow law, then I can beat green yellow law. But then if I'll face something else like a Jewelry Bonnie or Ploofy and then not win that battle because I don't have the right tech for it. If you tech for Ploofy, then you'll lose to green yellow law. So it's a very difficult deck to try and find the right ratios and get right. If you just see the perfect curve in terms of your matches and you can cook with it, because it can be very good, especially against like a Belabetis or Zoros, and you're like, but at the end of the day, and it's very good into blue purple Luffy, but you have to be going first into that matchup, otherwise it can get a bit tricky. So I think Buggy is definitely up here, whether it's first or second A tier. To put it in S tier, I don't think so. I think there's versions of Buggy that can be S tier if it sees the right matchups, but it's very difficult to find the right ratios for that. So we'll just have to maybe just keep seeing and testing. Like this deck does struggle to against like decks that trigger and have higher bit of aggression earlier on with that aren't 4 costs. So like 1, 2, 3, top 2 costs, or then 5 costs. Like green yellow law gets our bodies too quickly for it. So and then Ploofy as well just runs amok, and then obviously the one like the green purple Luffy is like pretty much a guaranteed loss. So all right, okay, well this is so we get this actually
Black purple Luffy.
yeah, so we actually move that down. So that one, there we go. So we discussed black purple Luffy already. Purple yellow Robin.
Where is green purple Luffy?
Yeah, I think that's what the mistake was. Green purple Luffy. Okay.
Because I think that deck is S tier. I don't know if you've seen the price of the secret.
No.
It's like $100 now.
So I'll have to. So we just say this is. So to pretend this is green purple Luffy. I think this is the first S tier deck.
No, wait. Swap that bottom one.
Like that.
You can just say it's green purple. You can edit it.
Yeah, I'll edit this. I'll make this green purple Luffy. Before we just finish here. But yeah, I think green purple Luffy. What doesn't that deck do? How like it's just consistent, just quick. I think it's got the best.
I think that deck's gonna.
Like the matchup.
I think that deck's gonna top for a while.
Yeah, I think they're gonna be very. Panda's gonna be very careful what they print now with that deck because it is just that good. Obviously blue purple Luffy's broken, but green purple Luffy, in my opinion, just got a much better spread of matches. I think you can also tech for it to do other things that you want without really ruining any ratios. I think you can get a bit spicy in it, and then people really won't expect what it is because green has some crazy tech cards.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about this today. That 9-cost Zoro from OP6.
Yeah.
What do you think with the ramp ability, with playing just maybe 2 of those in a deck? Because by the time you get this thing out, you get some down because of the leader ability, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
And then you just go swinging like crazy.
Okay, next Blackbeard.
A tier.
A tier.
I think yes. And the reason why I say A tier is because I think we can remove. The more I'm thinking about it, the more I feel like Rob Lucci and Bonnie, they deserve a place there, but they're not going to find themselves there. But I want to see more of Blackbeard.
Okay, green yellow law.
I'm not gonna say S tier, but I think it's quite high up on A tier. I think when you look at what it can do, it looks crazy. I've played against it a few times.
We just say this law it's a high skill gap deck though. It is very strong, but very
It
difficult
is
to
for
play.
sure.
Yeah, I think between him and Blackbeard maybe for the highest AT, I'll probably go. That seems about fair to me. Okay, Usopp.
Yeah. Now
Uh,
Usopp for me, okay. I think it's locals ready. I know you're really good at the deck, but I think, and I've marked my words, OP13, it's gonna get some gold.
oh, the gorgeous the blue yellow Nami.
I think she's 80 and then you take Yamato out.
Okay,
No.
Yamato.
I wouldn't say locals really. Do you know what I'm gonna say? And this is gonna be a wild take.
Okay,
But remove Shanks from there.
move
Put Nami there.
Shanks. Okay, and then when you say put
Remove
Yamato
Shanks.
back up.
Yeah.
Super. Okay. Yeah, the Snake Man.
The goat. I think so. So now, if you have to look at this meta, okay.
Yeah.
Now, okay, wait. Leave the 6 of them there, and then we chat about the top after S tier.
Okay. I see.
Blue purple Luffy stays there.
Yes. Green purple.
Green
Luffy.
purple Luffy for me stays
Yeah,
there.
I think this is like the outright number one, but I think it's close second. So I don't think there's one's like tier 0. I think they're close. Obviously, this gets kept in check.
Black purple Luffy.
Would you say?
Black purple Luffy number 3.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. So
That's
for me,
Pretty
Bonnie drops
scary the
off.
fact that they're all purple straw hats here at the top 3, but okay.
Literally.
Okay, and then so what would you go down? Would
So
you,
Bonnie for me falls off.
you say Bonnie goes down instead of one of these two. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Bonnie would definitely be there. Then in two
Yeah,
decks,
so Bonnie,
we'll have to move two
the
decks
2 decks
down
have to
from
come
A
down.
So yeah, I think ATO is fine. I obviously it's very difficult to keep the top 5 decks like this, so I think we can leave it there. And then two decks to come out of ATO. What are we saying?
I think Blue Nami,
Blue Nami, the Mole Nami.
the Mole Nami.
Yeah. Okay.
Purely because I think I know I spoke so highly of it just now, but it's going out of rotation soon in April. It's just been replaced with Blue Yellow Nami, which is a way better version. But now what else do we take here?
No, okay, yeah.
So
I
it
agree
for
with
me,
that. And
for me, it's a Null or Yamato. What do you think?
yeah, I think we maybe drop Yamato down because the thing is with
Yamito.
Yamito, Burushi, yummy. The thing is with Anal is he's been so consistent for so long. He's just been around, and we haven't really seen Yamato do anything yet. Like obviously we know that it works and the new cards are good, but it's only because maybe guys are just playing with it now to try it out and test it. The thing with Anal is it's just so consistent at what it wants to do, and it's so good at it. Just obviously auto dies to Blackbeard because like use lead effect, like lead ability negate it with 10 cost, and then it's done. But I think you can't take it now out of A tier, bro. I think now it's always going to be A tier just for what it does. Yeah, so we're happy with this.
I'm happy with this.
Yeah.
I don't know if everyone's gonna agree with the top 5, but definitely the top 3. I mean, you can't take away those top 3 at the moment, though.
Yeah.
Just showing up.
I agree. Thanks, Brew, for joining on the tier list, dude.
Anytime, dude.